And hello. Today we're here with Fotoshooti, the person who is the owner of this channel and the owner of Tengu Playtime. Congrats for getting second place in the Tengumania Store Championship.
Thank you.
How are you feeling?
A bit depressed after that final. I mean, you know that pretty well. We played in the finals, and I made like a joke about TG matchup being super free, which it is like. The final I lost against you was like the first time I ever lost against TG. So
yeah,
that's what it is. To be fair, I also have to mention I should have lost against Gravekeepers in top 4 already. Like that matchup is literally unwinnable. I don't know how I 2-0'd that against him there.
Skill issue is how we call it.
He didn't draw anything.
Yeah, he didn't draw anything. It's like the only way you win against Gravekeepers when he just bricks, which him did.
Okay.
So I think I overperformed in this tournament anyway.
Let's show me the deck. That is not Tengu Play or Agent. You can play other decks in this format. I didn't know.
This deck was originally based around Even Vargas list from NAWCQ 2011. So
you play 1 Scrap Beast.
We play 3 Scrap Beast and 2 Chimera. So I already profiled this. This is like literally the same list I played in the Tussle at the Format Library tournament with one change in the extra deck. So you want to play, you definitely need to play 3 Scrap Beast since it's like only.
Why don't you play Scrap Goblin?
Scrap Goblin is super awful. Like when you have a Chimera play, like even Vargas already mentioned this. When you some Chimera, you are locked into scraps. You get Goblin, you
Scrap Archfiend.
You can only summon like Scrap Archfiend, which is a super bad monster. Also consideration is Golem, but Golem is a brick. Like this deck has sometimes problem with breaking any as it is with Scrap Storms, which only work with your beast. So you max out on the beast since you always want to draw it, especially cycling through your storms.
So you play scrap deck with 5 scrap monsters.
Yeah, exactly.
Gutes.
Also, I've only played double Chimera since drawing this in the early game is super bad. Like it literally does nothing. It's like the worst monster you could draw. One thing, like the only. Usually, how you want to get this to your hand is that you resolve a scrap storm with a beast, so you don't want to draw it not that much. Like you want to have 2, so you can cycle through it, especially when you pop your beast with the scrap dragon, since this gets back a scrap monster when it's destroyed by a scrap card. So yeah, 2 is enough. Like I drew it enough in the early game where it was super bad, like in the final as well.
Yes.
Like if in the situation with the Cyber Dragon, if my Chimera was like a card that is actually doing something, then yeah, it could have
to play other monsters.
Oh. Yeah, like I got lucky like in the top 4, so it evens out. 3 Tengu. I don't think I have to explain it. Card is insane in that deck. Has one synergy, is really good. Like it's your main way to get into synchro plays besides Chimera. Also lets you play really well into warning since you can summon a Scrap Dragon and then the Tango triggers. When you warnings the Scrap Dragon, your Tango triggers and the Scrap Dragon triggers, and you can get another synchro. Then Thunder King. Himne told me this card is busted, which is it. Like I tested 2 and 3 Chimera, which underperformed. Yeah, this card can single-handedly win
Yes, games. I can understand. It's good against TG.
Yeah, like it's a second win condition if you don't get your end.
Yes, going. It's the same like with Tengu Plans. You know, your Tengu Plans also plays Cryo Beatdown.
And then double Vela because. There are a lot of stuff that's not great for you, like Chaos Monsters, Kaios. Like you want to protect the Scrap Dragon. You want to play a bit of the Protect the Castle, so you want to have effect and negation. And
yeah. And it's like effect monsters, like Kaios. It's Chaos Monsters and Bryo, right? Are the big things.
Also, what I usually do against TG is I kept my Vela in because TG usually has problems against scraps, and when you summon a Scrap Dragon and they don't have like a creature swap. They have to go into Synchro to make minus and like go into Bryo or Orient and then to out it. And then if you Vela them or they Trishula, like it's super blowout, like they so out of gas after that.
No breaker?
No breaker.
Okay.
And let's get to the spells. We're maxing out on the yards and on the storms. Like if if you draw more of those, it's not a big deal. Like you always want to have access to your scrap beast. Like this deck is super underwhelming if you don't have access to your beast, scrap beast, because you want to get into the stone combo as much as possible. And also scraps is good, like going into with like dealing with dead cards. Like you can pop this still. You can side one. Usually I side one out after game one. So yeah, it's some people disagree with this. I feel like it's correct to max out on those.
Yeah, you're like consistency kind of player. I know.
Yeah, I break a lot, so I want to have as much consistency as possible. Like I had only one game where I drew too much beast, but like it happens.
I know you play even more consistency cards.
Yeah. Also play 3 upstart and 3 duality. I think that's obviously playing a slow grindier deck. Like you have a lot of turns where you can resolve this.
Yeah, duality is easy. Upstart you play because you want to go into scrap beast. You already said that.
Yeah, you want to draw your stuff, and also like still those cards can be pumped by scrap drag, so it makes sense to max out.
Okay, do you have more cards?
Yeah. Then we're playing the Holy Trinity, which I would have drawn this in finals.
Nice. That card should be banned.
And 1 MST. Usually you don't have much trouble with back row, like you have the scrap downs to dodge stuff. And like it's good to have it in game 1 to deal with some kind of floodgate, but yeah, it's necessarily not a bad card. Like you can also pop it in the chain. It's like this never came up, but yeah, I don't want to play with like no MST.
Yeah, MST is never a bad card unless you play like agents.
Yeah.
Right.
That's true. Like against agents, you want to have more like after game 1. Then
finally the good cards. Finally the cards I like.
Finally the cards Shinoslav likes. Like
yes.
I didn't play that much. To finish chain, like same reason as Veil. This is like Veil and Trap form, like to play 2/2. This stops attacks and also like Chaos and Chaos monsters will just wreck you. So you wanna protect the scrap decks.
And you can pop it afterwards, so it's good.
Yeah. Also, it's like a continuous trap. That's like the upside. You can pop it with finish chain. You can pop it with this.
Show me more.
Same reason for Call of the 100. This card is insane if you resolve it.
I think you would play like 4 if you could, right?
I'm not sure. In the early game, it's like sometimes I side one out. It's way better when you go first. But it was always insane when I flipped it. Also, as a backup to get like a Thunder King back, I never saw the scrap dragon with this, which also can happen. But yeah, pretty good card. Like those are like the main continuous traps. You don't need to. You could theoretically run a third finish chain, but you don't need those gimmicky save zone cards. Like, you're not that reliant on like abusing those continuous traps like Fuck and Punch, for example.
Yeah, you say you just play a consistent deck with cards that are good and maybe a bit better
like
for
the
you.
finish chains are good to protect stuff and like the cards.
Yeah.
Then 2 for 1 of Defender Beast. This card was today a bit better than in the Tussle. Like in the Tussle, I only played against like 3 agents and Chaos Patrol, so I sided those out a lot. But today I played against way more control matchups. I mean, I played against Chaos a lot more, but Chaos is a bit more beat-on oriented than like agents. So those were way better.
That's good to run over Rayo, I heard.
Also was MVP against Cheatcake in.
Yeah, I know.
Then the best traps of the format.
Nice.
And also
I like that one.
Torrential, and this card was won me the game. Each time I resolved it, like this card was insane today.
Yeah.
This card was already insane in Tussle, but it was also insane today.
Why don't you play Mirror Force?
And you don't need battle traps, like you don't need that much monster removals in the scrap deck. Like the only thing you want to have for like those TG matchups or maybe like rogue stuff like zombies, for example, is which I played today, is like something like Dimensional Prisons, where it really matters that you banish stuff.
Yes.
Like you don't need Mirror Force. Okay, let's get to the side deck. 3 Maxi, Thankfully I played against more plants, so I finally could have this in. Was really good against plants. Like I had the situation where I summed the Tengu, crashed in against Dustin on stream, crashed into 2 Tengus and drew 2 cards of this.
Nice.
And also prevented like a life drag from coming out.
Yes.
Where I dropped it for the second time. So this card was really good when I decided it, which was only once a day.
More than I did.
Yeah. Like, it's necessary to side it.
Maxi is destroying the format.
Yeah, Maxi definitely is destroying the format. Like, you literally can't do anything. Like you wanna have three of those against the matchups where it's good. But, yeah. When people play a lot of control and stun, it's not that good. Like I was content with just playing it in the side. Then 2 Cyber Dragons. I don't think I have to explain it.
Kind of standard in this format.
Yeah, so going second, it's insane. It also gives us access. I never summoned Chimera Tech today, but it helped me to summon Scorpion Dragon on stream.
Yeah.
Which was super smart.
Yeah, no one played Karakuri.
Unfortunately, no one played Karakuri. No, Tyler was sad about it. Like, you had no Psychics, no X-Sabers, no Karakuri. Like, that tells us so much why this format is so diverse. Like, we had so many decks today that didn't show up.
Yes.
Like, and yeah.
DD Crow, I haven't seen that in a while.
Yeah, to Crow, like for more of the roguish matchups, I like to set 1, like for plants. Like when I go for free Maxi and like for 1 against plants, I also set just 1 against zombies. Like it's good against those weird rogue matchups. Like
it's even okay against TG.
I don't think it's that much impact, but yeah, you could side it against CG. I'm not sure if I would play the second one. Like when I sided this today, like I was content with just 1, so that would be a consideration. But you also lose against weird stuff like Frog Monarchs, so against Frog Monarchs we want to have more of those, but I don't know. Like, I think it's fine to keep 2 in. Like against like weird stuff like Piper Quick, like junk decks, so I think that I would have like to have multiple crows, because you can just hit stuff like junks and crows and stuff. And I don't know. It's also I think it's decent against Piper to stop like a King Caballo or Bob.
No, I'm pretty sure that you will see also MST and lands.
Like this deck usually loses. Like this deck performs really well against the good meta decks and loses against some weird rogue stuff. Like I lost against against the brother of Good Scholar today, who just played like a weird, like chaos, like good stuff deck.
Basically, Tegu plants without plants.
Yeah, and also like I'm always content to play against the good decks. Like in the Tasse, also I never had like I performed well against agents. Then we played double lands. I think this card is insane in the side deck. You could maybe consider maining this even, but I don't know. I think I was content with just siding this. It's insane against like all the horn decks. It's insane against like background decks in general. It absolutely wrecks 0. Like if you attain on a gem spark. So yeah, like in a meta where you play against a lot of control and stun decks, which was the case today. Like it's super good. To space. Don't think I have to explain this much against people that like to set floodgates. Like, it's like this card basically says you maybe might win against Gravekeeper. It also came up against Gravekeeper today, obviously. And then
No.
I know Tyler's going to love me for this, but this card is really good in the scrap side deck, since this card hits everything that is like threatening for you. This card hits Chaos, this card hits even Tour Guides or even Thunder Kings. Like all the Chaos monsters, like everything that is threatening that's not some from the extra deck gets murdered by this card. And like I played against a lot of Chaos today, so this card was probably like MVP of the side.
Only not Bryonek.
Oh, and also this card is also good against, not Bryonek,
Yeah.
you know. But also this card never came up against Gravekeeper, but this card also is good against Gravekeeper when you hit a Descendant or even a Recruiter. Like this card is insane against Recruiter. And then we played to Prison. Never flipped this against Gravekeeper, but it's good against Gravekeeper. It's good against Heroes, against CG. Said he didn't draw it against TG, but yeah, it's like good against those.
I hate this card.
Yeah, I know. Let's get to the extra. The extra is pretty...
The extra, you just chose 3 scrap drag, that's it, right?
First of all, for fat people.
Nice.
That's it. They will play like one twin dragon. This usually never comes up, but it actually came up.
Come on, you only need to play 3 scrap dragon, that's it.
Yeah,
Nothing else.
This never came up. This came up in the stream by especially summoning the Cyber Dragon and getting into the beast. It actually got econs like Jonas wanted, Dustin wanted to go for like a lethal line, but I caught the spore, so he didn't kill me with it. But yeah, this card also floats, which is nice. But yeah, it's like a big beat stick. One Trish never came up. You usually never summon this.
Why? Oh, Vela, it's only Vela plus 2 force.
If you have like a Thunder King, a Tango, and a Vela, but then it's the question if you want to commit it. But it's there, like you also have Reborn. Then, like, you could play this deck with just those 3 and maybe a Stardust in the extra deck, you would be fine.
I think Utopia you need to.
Yeah, maybe Utopia. True. Yeah, like you take like one of the best synchro monsters besides Trishula, maybe something like it has Liberian, and let it float. So I don't think I have this explain why this is good.
Let it float.
And also you have like those grind games where you summon this with a Chimera. Like first of all you can only summon scrap synchros with Chimera. And also when you like have a beast in hand, you have a scrap dragon on field, you can just set the beast. You use scrap dragon effect, you pop the beast, and then you get beast effect and get back the Chimera. So it's a great way to cycle off and always get follow up. Like usually that's the way how you grind people. Like, it's like a big also 2/8. So it's super overstated if I think about it.
Yes.
Like 2/8 and just insane effect.
It should be at like 2/5, I think.
Yeah. Like this has 300 more than Stardust. Like that's insane. Speaking of which, this card won me against Necro Zombie deck a match.
That's Stardust, by the way. You can't see it because it's white.
Yeah, it's the ghost, beautiful ghost rare. Not Frost though. Like this won me a match. It was really good. It's like the 8 you go the most into it. One Fort Ruler.
Best card.
Like you play all the 8s that are not garbage. This like usually only go into the 8s. Never summoned this, but it can come up. Didn't play Red Dragon. I don't feel Red Dragon is necessary. Like the attacks, high attack status never comes up. And popping stuff, you can already pop stuff with Red Dragon. One can also actually summon this in the final. Set the got TG swapped. But this is what it is. Like it's cool if your opponent has like a scrap dragon you want to crush into stuff. Like there's a lot of stuff with 2/8 that's good. And like against those skill drain decks, it actually goes hard. Then like those are mainly little cards you're able to summon. Like this, maybe with Reborn, like those 2 already come up. Just play them so you have something for the level.
Because you have enough space anyway.
Then 2/5 synchros, 1 Catastor, 1 Liberian. I actually went into this like a couple of times today. Like, normally summoned this with Vela. Like I actually had summoned this against Chaos where I knew he had Honest in hand thanks to Dustin.
You summoned against me in the finals. I needed to have Dark Hole, otherwise I didn't have an out.
Yeah, also like this would have been really good against you if you didn't have Dark Hole. So this card, like from the flex spot, performed the best. And then, to play the good rank 4s. This actually comes up a lot as well, but it didn't today. Like, fun fact, I saw Seasman Roach resolving its effect today for the first time ever. Bad thing was, it just negated 2 of the 3 chaos monsters in hand.
Nice.
And 1 Chimera attack besides Cyber Dragons, so yeah, that's pretty self-explanatory. So, yeah, like the only thing I changed from the Tussle list is that I kicked Barkion and I just played Brian against the Frex level 6 bot. I think that's much more superior. Like Barkion only comes up in game 1 against like those trap decks where you want to normal summon Maxi. And since you moved Maxi to the side, there's no reason to play Barkion anymore. I mean, it never comes up anyway most of the time. So, yeah.
Okay. I would say congrats. Do you have anything left to say?
Join the server Tengumania Town to get more tournaments and to play with all those beautiful people here.
I'm not beautiful. I'm grumpy.
Besides Tall Guys, you're not beautiful. But yeah, anyway, we're going to have way more tournaments and especially more Tengumania editions. Hopefully more IRL stuff as well. You can also join the Discord to stay up for that. I also want to give a lot of shout outs. First of all to Tyler for staying up the entire night to make this stream possible. Huge shout out to TCG Rewind. Like, this guy is insane. Like, you wouldn't be like the Discord wouldn't be where it is without him. Like, he kickstarted everything last year, and I couldn't be more thankful to him. So thank you, Tyler. Thankfully for sharing this sharing this beautiful format, or like being so hyped about this format and being there for us and giving us those great experiences. I couldn't be more thankful. Also, huge shout out to Doba, who organized this with me, and also to Y Magic, who's not here right now, for giving us like the location stuff. Like, without those people, it wouldn't have been possible as well. Like, also, like, I couldn't be more thankful to those two as well. And like, shout out to all the other people here that traveled here. Like, Pero was, like, the entire German community besides Late Murphy was here. Sally couldn't make it. Screw you, Late. But yeah, shout outs to those two as well. Especially, like, this was super hard to top this event. Like, it didn't matter if you were like X2, you still played against a really good player here. But yeah.
There are people who are going to work tomorrow.
Anyway, that was it for me. Thanks. Thanks for joining us all here. Until then, see you soon.
Subscribe to Fotoshooti!
Yay!